Talking about today, Nick?
Good morning, Stuart. I'm going to start out with Libération, the left-wing daily, which has a photo of the funeral in Beirut on Sunday. There you can see it, Le Spectre de la Guerre, the funeral for the Lebanese intelligence official Wissam al-Hassan. Now, also on that front page, it's very explicit on Libération this morning that Damascus, the regime of Bashar al-Assad, is seeking to destabilize its neighbor and the region. So that is followed through in the inside pages with an interview with a political analyst here based at the American University in Paris, who argues that the resignation of the Lebanese government, which the opposition are currently calling for, would in fact create a power vacuum, and that would allow the Syrian regime to create more trouble. There we can see the headline there that the Lebanese are divided. So the question asked in that piece is Lebanon the weakest link? And the reply from the analyst is yes, because the fault lines of politics in Lebanon are so tense and so difficult and incredibly complex. Sunnis basically are supporting the revolution in Syria, and Shiites, most Shiites, are in favor of Assad. So, of course, this allows inroads for the Assad regime, and this all according to Libération this morning.
Now, Le Figaro, they're also talking about this in their editorial.
Well, their front page editorial is entitled Lebanon in Danger. Now, it says that Bashar al-Assad started out fighting his own people, and that was not enough for him. It didn't ensure his survival. So what's his last option? His last option is to destabilize the region, and why not Lebanon, which is a supply route of aid to the Syrian rebels? That's the argument there.
And Nick's going to stick with the front page of Le Figaro for his next story. A bit of an unusual front page, though. It's not every day you see a picture of London on the front of the French paper.
You can perhaps see it there. You can see a London bust and a bit, possibly Big Ben in the fog there. Yeah. But it's not every day, as you said, that we see that shot of London on the front pages in France. Now, why? Because of this whole debate, which is over the weekend I was chatting with friends about, is there a flight from Paris to go to the UK because of the tax regime there? And Le Figaro this morning is arguing very much that it is. And its message is, it's just become too much for business people. There are too many negative signals to world investors. One quote from an entrepreneur in Le Fig today is saying, people just don't dream anymore of setting up a business in France. So the argument is this socialist government is crushing enterprise.
Now, Les Echos, the business day, they're also looking at this. They're looking at it from the angle of the cost of hiring, because a report about to appear on competitivity.
Well, that report is by Louis Gallois, and he is the former boss of the French railway system, SNCF. Now, he's going to recommend, apparently, a €30 billion cut in charges for hiring in France, which is a major burden for companies. Now, of course, Les Echos reporting that the socialist government not going to go this way. They've already announced €10 billion in hikes, so they're not going to go that way. They're going to distance themselves from that. But oddly enough, we can sort of be preachers of gloom and doom, but in fact there's actually a nice story in Les Echos today saying that businesses are coming, look at that headline there, foreign businesses who are investing in France, and it profiles several of them, including Amazon, which has just set up a logistics base in Burgundy. Right. And the argument, is, we've got these terrible problems with, hiring charges, the tax burden, but what has France got? It's got its French flair, it's got highly qualified personnel, it's got excellent infrastructure. So that's sort of beating the drum for the Frenchies there.
OK, and finally, very, very quickly, Aujourd'hui en France, Le Parisien.
Yeah, it's profiling what they say is the alleged mastermind of a suspected terrorist cell, the group of Cannes, which was dismantled a couple of weeks ago, and it reports that he basically got himself as a teenager into a kind of mystical spiritual journey, going from Catholicism to Rastafarianism and eventually to radicalism. So that's profiling him this morning.
OK, Nick Rashworth, thank you very much for the French newspapers here on France 24 today. Coming up next for you, we've got today's focus and evidence of the alleged siphoning off of $40 billion worth of food to India's poorest is continuing with a special report for you right after the break. Stay with us if you can.